All right, what's going on? Back for another Build Your Own Collection video. I'm with my boy Raging Tiger. He's gonna choose some as well, so appreciate you joining me this time.
Yeah, I dig this.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. This is gonna be an interesting list. Today we're doing PlayStation, and because I'm joining the Raging Tiger, we're gonna do it a little differently, but the same rules apply. We're gonna try to spend everything in the budget, and again, the ideal conditions. So if it's a multiplayer game, or you have the multi-tap if you need it, you have a memory card, all that good jazz. We're going to take turns going through the tiers and selecting until we reach our budget, and then we'll recap at the end. How's that sound?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, do you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, this is super tough in the beginning because everything in the $5 like goated. I'm gonna have to go MGS for sure. Yeah, I got it. MGS and Final Fantasy for 10 for me, because I played the mess out of RE2, but I probably, of all those games, the one I played the most for sure, back front to back, and even fully completed the VR missions, was Metal Gear Solid. And I'm not sure, is this one, yeah, it looks like it's the standard, but I mean, best condition, you can assume that it's integral with the freaking VR
let's assume
missions.
it's integral. Okay, I'm gonna skip the $5 tier.
Okay.
Okay. Someone's gonna click off the video. But I'm gonna skip the $5 tier. I'm looking at the rest of the list, and to be honest, Symphony of the Night Castlevania, I know people think it's a classic, but I'm not super huge into Metroidvanias. And
nor was I.
Gran Turismo 2, there's something else I'd rather pick later in the list. And Resident Evil 2, I'm good. Same with Final Fantasy 7. There's something else in the list I'd rather pick. And honestly, when I looked at the whole list, I didn't have enough to also get Metal Gear Solid. So I'm going to comfortably skip the $5 tier. So I know someone's going to kill me for that, but
I mean, for me, yeah, for me, you know, now that we're on the $4 tier, then the only one that for me is a must-have off the $4, which I'm going to go ahead and add to it, is Tekken 3. I know that you are a Crash 2 fan, as am I. But given the budget, I'm going to go ahead. Well, let's see. Hold on.
All right, you can peek at the other tiers, just don't say anything about the other tiers yet.
Yeah. I'm looking at the other tiers, just making sure I got enough money for what I want. Yeah. I'm confident in what I'm going with. So I'm going with T3, because basically it's considered one of the best PlayStation games overall. It's far and away the best fighting game that ever came out on PlayStation. But yeah, T3 for sure, and then I'm good with that list.
Okay, I'm not going Tekken 3. Only because, you know, it's the only fighting game on this list. Funny enough. Well, okay, except for some other stuff in the $1 tier we're not going to acknowledge.
Yeah.
But I think with this, I just didn't want I didn't want that. Same with Silent Hill, I'm good. And I never played Vagrant Story, so I'm not going to gamble on that. I'm actually going to pick up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and Crash 2, because Tony Hawk 2 was a classic. That was like that is my favorite Tony Hawk, but that is a classic game. And then Crash 2, I'm glad this one's on the list and not Crash 1, because I wouldn't get it.
For sure.
I would debate 3, but 2 is a for sure I would get. But Crash 1, forget it. Like, no, I value my mental health and my time, so I wouldn't get that one.
Yes. I'm currently playing the the remasters. The name escapes me, but I'm
the
80
trilogy.
Yeah, and I'm 85% of the way in the first Crash, and let me tell you, the pain to get there. But I have all the colored gems now, so or all the colors, as they say, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, calling them the colors is insane. 2026 is crazy. Yeah, I'm good. I like 2. I used to think 3 was the best. Now I'm leaning towards 2. But Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is like a no-brainer for me. So I'm gonna stick with that. All right. So what are you grabbing for the $3 tier?
So for the 3, and this is mainly the reason why I didn't pick GT2, because now that people are like, how could you not pick Gran Turismo 2? Ironically enough, I like the first Gran Turismo more than 2. I just feel like they tried to do way too much with 2, and it just, the overall grind, it took longer to get into 2 than it did to get into 1. So I didn't appreciate 2 as much as most people. Ridge Racer Type 4. First of all, I'm a diehard Ridge Racer fan. While I do love the GT series, Ridge Racer will always be near and dear to my heart. And Ridge Racer, aside from Tekken, is the reason why I wanted a PlayStation in the first place. And R4 is still to this day considered one of the best Ridge Racers ever made.
Right.
And it was kind of weird because it kind of like, it tried to be Gran Turismo like in that it had a massive car list, like I think almost 200 cars, although to be fair, a lot of the cars are just colored variations of each other and have different stats depending on the team that you race on. But yeah, I enjoyed R4 a lot more than GT2. It even had story mode and campaign, and yeah, just R4 is definitely on that list. As far as the other ones, I would never got into Spyro until now, so Crypto Rage, not really much. I know Final Fantasy IX is your game. That's probably your favorite FF of the PlayStation era stuff. Tomb Raider, I didn't appreciate Tomb Raider until later in the series, so I wasn't too big into Tomb Raider. Driver was actually a banger. Driver was kind of GTA before GTA, if that makes sense, like as far as the behind the wheels stuff. But yeah, R4, as far as that's going to be my list, and that'll put me at 17.
Okay. I'm with you on R4. I'm picking up R4. Classic game, fire soundtrack. Driver, I know I said ideal conditions, but like I could never get past that first stage. So for some reason I could, maybe I would enjoy the game, but as a kid, like I was just like, nah, this game's cheeks, bro. I can't beat the first level.
I will say that first stage was tough, but once you get past it, the game is very rewarding.
Yeah, I've heard. It is funny because there's like looking on YouTube, I looked at a retrospect of that and like mad people felt the same way. It's like, bro, if you can beat the first level, then it's actually pretty good. Tomb Raider, I didn't care for. So I'm not picking that. So yeah, it's going to be Spyro 2 and it's going to be Final Fantasy 9 because 9 is as you said, 9 is my favorite of the original. And I would rather play 9 than 7. And I know someone out there is upset about that, but I'm sorry. I truly think 9 is a better game. So that would round out my list. I would be at 4, that's 8. And then plus 9, hold on. 8. Wait, I have $1 left. Never mind. No, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
21.
8. And then that would be 3, 11, 14, 17. Okay, so I have $4.
Okay.
Oh, so I have $4. Okay, no, then I'll double back and get Tekken 3. 12.
And then that round you out.
21. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, and then my last 2 on this will be Tomba, because Tomba is a classic. And then Twisted Metal. It's weird that of all the Twisted Metal games, they have 3 on here because 2 is considered the best. Twisted Metal 2, as far as the the PlayStation 1 era Twisted Metal games. 2 is considered the best. 3 was okay, but like, Siphon Filter and Tenchu are great games. I know a lot of people are Oddworld fans. I really didn't care for Oddworld that much.
Yeah,
so,
I couldn't get into Oddworld either.
I guess I'll go with Siphon Filter. Yeah, good stealth game.
I thought about that.
Yeah,
I really did, but I originally thought about Siphon Filter and Tomba, but then when I realized, I was like, oh, I do have like $4. I'd rather get Tekken 3. So
yeah, you got, like I said, Tekken 3 is considered one of the best PlayStation games to come out, besides being far and away the best fighting game. But yeah, so I go with to round for my $4, Tomba and Siphon Filter. We're good to go.
Okay, so yeah, the $1 tier doesn't exist, but this is probably one of the few times where I've actually used the entire budget, so that's good. I've kind of been batting 1,000 at always hitting my budget. But yeah, pretty much all of those games on the bottom are pretty much throwaways. It's worth noting that they're coming out with a Bubsy collection. Yeah,
and it's including a remake of Bubsy 3D, which chronically was considered one of the, like, the game was so terrible gameplay wise, it's considered one of the hardest games of the Bubsy series, and probably one of the hardest games that came out on PlayStation. So
yeah, it was like a 3D platformer with tank controls and stuff. Like, it was. I was watching a video on that. I was like, that's crazy.
It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. I remember, it's almost a core memory where I rented the game from Blockbuster, and I've never been so fussed as a kid, just so full of rage and frustration playing a game. But that's what Bubsy broke me, like really did, which is a shame because the 2D games, like Bubsy was, as far as a series, Bubsy's a banger. Like, it's slept on. But then when it made the switch to 3D, it just, I felt like that just killed the franchise because that game was just bad.
Yeah, I don't think I got that frustrated with a game except for like Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Which I'm glad that's not on this list. That could have very easily been on this $1 tier.
That one also has scars on my brain, and that's one reason why I have yet to touch. I have the MK collection, and Mythologies is on there, and I refuse to boot it up because I still have PTSD from that game. Yes, even though they've had some creature comforts,
like
some quality of life.
Yeah.
Well, not just rewinding, but also there's a setting where you can make it so in Mortal Kombat Mythologies, because it's a platformer that plays like the fighting game, there's a button you have to push to turn. So when you hit forward and back, your character backs up or walks forward. He doesn't turn around like every freaking 2D platformer that's ever made.
Right.
So when somebody attacks you from behind, you have to voluntarily hit the button to turn around and then engage them. So if you got two people from attacking you from both sides, it gets annoying really quick.
Right. Yeah, I'm never gonna play that game again. All right, well, let's recap our list. So I'll go first in recapping. Skipping the $5 tier, I'm going Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Crash 2, and Tekken 3. And then from the $3 tier, Final Fantasy 9, Spyro 2, and R4. What were your picks again, so we recap it?
Yep, the recap coming from the $5 tier is Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy 7, adding up to $10. And then from the $4 tier, we got Tekken 3, which puts me at 14. And then at the $3 tier, R4, which puts me at 17. And then at the $2 tier, Tomba and Siphon Filter for 21.
Yeah, I'm not mad at either list, actually. You know what? This one's kind of safe.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any like. I mean, I obviously didn't pick anything from the $5 tier, but otherwise, like I think the later tiers had a lot of good choices. So I don't think there was anything like too controversial except for me skipping $5. But yeah, I wish they had more of these. I only got like one more of these left.
Yeah, but I mean that $5 tiers was tough though. RE2 was far and away. RE2 is the best Resident Evil to come out on PlayStation, bar none. I played that forward to back, unlocked Hunk and Tofu, like ran the whole 9 with that game.
Yeah, no, they're all great games. I just had to make the executive decision to skip it because it's like I could really rack up in 3 and 4. So
and I feel like the person who made this list knew that, which is why they limited the budget to 21, because a lot of them were like 25, whereas this one was 21.
Well, the Genesis one was 25.
Yeah, I feel like if they left 25, you probably would have picked one from.
Yeah, I'd have got Metal Gear. Like if there were even $22, I would have gotten Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But well, let us know what you think in the comments. We'll probably do another one of these soon, and then let us know what your choices are. Also, if there's any games that are not on here that you think should be, put them in the comments too, because I think that's a nice little piece of dialogue that we can go over to. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Link to Tiger's channel in the description, and also shout out Console HQ for making this list. I forgot to shout you out at the beginning, so forgive me, but yeah, I'll plug that in there as well. So see you guys in the next video.
All right, peace.